We begin with an American missile launch overnight amid growing threats from North Korea. The test firing is meant to show the capability of United States nuclear deterrence. The intercontinental ballistic missile was launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. It traveled more than 4,000 miles to an atoll in the Pacific Ocean.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson made his clearest comments yet about North Korea. He appeared yesterday in a surprise appearance at a State Department press briefing for the very first time, and he floated an idea saying the Trump administration is open to dialogue with North Korea and it is not seeking regime change.
And we're trying to convey to the North Koreans, we are not your enemy, we're not your threat, but you are presenting an unacceptable threat to us, and we have to respond. And we hope that at some point they will begin to understand that, and that we would like to sit and have a dialogue with them about the future that will give them the security they seek and the future economic prosperity for North Korea.
We're learning more about how North Korea's recent missile test came dangerously close to an Air France jet. The missile landed in the Sea of Japan, where a plane with hundreds of people aboard had flown by just minutes earlier. Kris Van Cleave is here with new concerns about the safety of passenger planes. Kris, good morning.
Good morning. Air France insists there was no danger from the falling missile, but the relatively close encounter with a commercial airliner is raising new questions, not just about North Korea's future threat to foreign nations, but its current potential danger to planes in flight. Pentagon officials say the latest missile test by North Korea presented the biggest potential threat yet, perhaps capable of hitting the U.S. mainland as far away as New York. And even though it was an unarmed missile, it still puts civilians in harm's way.
They absolutely are creating danger to commercial airspace.
At 9:55 Eastern Time Friday morning, Air France Flight 293 took off from Tokyo headed to Paris. Then, about 45 minutes later, North Korea launched its missile, which climbed to more than 2,000 miles into the air. While the missile was in flight, so was the Air France jet, with 332 people on board. The plane's flight path took it about 100 miles off the coast of Japan, the same area where the missile landed some 10 minutes later. Air France issued a statement saying North Korea's missile test zones do not interfere in any way with Air France flight paths. We constantly analyze potentially dangerous flyover zones and adapt our flight plans accordingly. But CBS News national transportation safety expert Mark Rosenker says the global aviation system isn't prepared for an unexpected missile launch.
I don't believe that air traffic control would have the capacity to be able to warn a commercial aircraft that a missile was in its flight path.
The U.S. responded to North Korea's latest missile launch by conducting a test launch of its own over the weekend, as well as a joint exercise with South Korea and Japan on Monday. President Trump promised to hold North Korea accountable.
We'll handle North Korea. We're going to be able to handle them. It will be handled.
Japan's ambassador to the United Nations says he expects the organization to draft a new sanctions resolution against North Korea within days. Charlie?
Thanks, Kris. Good to have you in the studio.